If we can turn the conversation to domestic matters and the US and the Fed, have we seen the worst of the rates market volatility? It seems like the bond markets appear to be settled, or are we being lulled into a false sense of security?
I think there's a little bit of lulling here. When we look at risk and rates, we don't always look at guessing what the future is, kind of look at the range of outcomes. Do I think that rates can go up a little bit? Yes, I do. And if they do, is the world prepared for it? Not really. Okay, so I think, could inflation be stickier than people think? I think the odds are higher than other people think, mostly because the huge amount of fiscal and monetary stimulus is still in the system, and it's still maybe driving some of this liquidity you see, markets going up, prices of certain assets, stuff like that. So I'm just in the cautious side. Now again, I'm usually cautious, so maybe that's my normal state of affairs, but put me in the cautious side in this one.
Where does this put the Fed? And I'm sure you've had numerous discussions with FOMC and policymakers, because the market pricing has been all over the place, hasn't it? It's gone from 6 rate cuts to higher for longer to an outside chance even off a rate hike. Well, where are you? You're
making the same point that I'm making, okay? The world said it was going to stay at 2% all that time. Then they said it was going to 6%. Then they said it's going to go to 4%. It's been 100% wrong almost every single time. Why do you think this time it's right? So I look at the range of outcomes. And again, the worst outcome for all of us is what I call stagflation. Higher rates, a recession, that means corporate profits will go down. And we'll get through all of that. I mean, the world will survive that. But I just think the odds are a little bit higher than other people think.
Where then do you see...
And just for example, we use the implied curve. I know it's going to be wrong. So just because it says X doesn't mean it's right. It's always wrong. You can go back to any inflection point of the economy ever, and people thought X, and then they were dead wrong 2 years later. So, to me, markets are pretty good. They're not always right.